So the first method I'm going to show you is the rhythmic method. Sorry, I can't get my words out. So we're basically going to be striking the ball with the back of our fist with this padded area here, on here. So it's a rhythmic method because we listen to the sound of the count. The easiest count is the 3 count, and we're going to strike it this way. So it's going to bounce off the back of the board, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to strike again. So note how I strike them with a circular motion of my arm and hinging off the elbow is to keep this very smooth motion, and basically what I do is sync up the speed that I strike with the rhythm that and the beat that it takes to strike this way. So a variation, if I get frustrated and hit it a little bit harder than I normally would, it's going to move quicker, so I have to keep it pretty consistent. So that is the 3 count. I would suggest you be able to do 10 off one hand and then 10 off the other hand, and then just interchange from left hand to right hand. As and when you like. So that is our first level of the rhythmic method. It's called a roll in a 3 beat. So basically 1, 2, 3 and strike again. 1, 2, 3 and strike. And this is the roll. Yeah, in this kind of fashion here. Okay, thank you. So now we've established the roll, we're going to move on to the punch and roll. Punch and roll. So this is 2 movements with one hand, and then changes up for 2 movements on the other hand. So the first one's going to be a punch, so you're going to strike with a knuckle part, and then you're going to hinge this elbow up, and then hammer fist. Move it at a 45-degree angle, I'll show you that later, and as you strike this it lines up with the punch, and then the hammer fist. Punch, hammer fist, punch, hammer fist. Again, this is in a 3 count, so let's have a little look on here. So punch. So that is the punch and hammer fist. Punch and hammer fist. This way. So it's important that we do it on a 45-degree, so the angle to angle. If you've noticed that I've got a little bit of duct tape here, it's because this is an aqua board, and unfortunately I was giving it a little bit of some practice earlier and I split the board, so there's water just leaking everywhere. So if you see me wince or anything, it's because this here is actually leaking. Okay, so punch. So now we've played around with a 3 beat, let's look on a 1 beat, a single beat. So this one is the most iconic move of the speed bag repertoire, and basically we're going to have our elbows facing in and our arms slightly back, like in a little funnel, like this way. And then in a very tight motion, we're going to do a little circular motion this way and hit the ball. So we hit as we hit the ball, it bounces once and the second one. So it just does this single motion, this single beat. So from here, if you I'll make it look a little easier, like this. If you haven't quite got the timing, just persevere with it and eventually it shall catch. And when it catches, you just keep that same momentum going. As long as you're consistent, it'll find its way, and once it finds its way, you'll be able to keep it. So just keep at it like this, and it might bounce all over the place a little bit. Can't really make it. As soon as it hits, that is a single beat. So the next manoeuvre that we'd like to work on is the double. Okay, so the double is you're going to lead with one, and then very quickly behind the shot you're going to strike again. So it's usually a hammer fist cross. So again, you strike one and strike two. It's important to have your hands a little bit closer together than you would throw a normal shot. Yeah, instead of hitting it this way and then hitting it this way. So far, all we've done at the moment is strike the front end of the ball. So in this particular one, we're going to use a 2 count. So it's going to go 1, 2, and then we're going to hit the back of the ball. Okay? So the easiest way of doing this is having your arm horizontal, and you're going to strike and then bring the arm straight back this way. Okay? So let's have a look. That's forwards and backwards on a 2 beat. Now we should be entering the intermediate phase of this rhythmic session. So we're going to be doing a little combination, combining the last two manoeuvres that we just did. So it's going to be 2 punch, 1 backwards, and then 1 forwards. So this should look a little bit like a hook, a jab cross, hook cross, jab cross, hook cross, but instead of hitting it on the side, we're just going to be drawing the hand backwards. 2, so 1, 2, draw this one back and cross. Let me just show you that one more time. So again, we have our hands quite close together, we throw 2, 1, 2, and this one will draw backwards, and then this one will fire forwards again. For sure. So of course, once you've done it with the left side, you can also do it with the other side. Just like that. So that is that intermediate combination. So in this particular one, we're going to be double hitting backwards. So we'll double hit forwards and then double hit backwards. Forwards, backwards. Forward, so he's going to be left hand, right hand, and then right hand, left hand. So. Sorry. Double forwards, double backwards, double forwards, double backwards. Okay, you can also do it the other way around. Sorry, I got a little bit uncoordinated there. Little trickier, but excellent if you can be able to pull it off. So now we're entering into the advanced stages of our rhythmic method. So we've covered some of the basics, which is a like the 3 count. This way. Hitting with both hands with a punch hammer fist variation. A single beat where we're striking just the once. Also being able to hit on a single beat this way. We've also covered hitting it backwards. Just like that. So now our advanced stages, we're going to be hitting it backwards on a roll this way. So we've covered it this way. Now we're doing the roll backwards. Be careful that you move your head out the way because you don't really want to get sandwiched between the ball and the board. So that is the reverse roll on a 1 beat, hitting from the back of the board, back of the ball. So now on our last exercise, we're going to try and combine all these motions in together, and then just freestyle it and have a good time doing it. Okay, so just have a Okay, and that's how we kind of freestyle it up a little bit. Hope you have fun. Enjoy the next day. So the first move that we're going to do in the trap series is the jab. So from here, everybody knows how to throw a jab, I presume. So if not, we're going to have our elbows in, our guard up, and we're going to keep our elbows tight as we can, and then rotate and twist the wrist at the last moment as if you're pouring pouring water into a jug. So like this. Boom. With this twist, it also helps raise the shoulder, protects your chin. If anything glances off the top of the dome, that's okay, it's not too bad, but as long as we're protecting the jaw this way. So with this, we can get it moving a little bit first using our rhythmic method, and then we're going to jab. And the idea is to jab and trap the ball onto the back of the board, just like this. Okay, so without trying to get it as angled in as close as you can, instead of trying to tap it off to the side, you'll have a much higher success rate if you try and trap it straight down the middle, like this. Be careful that you don't punch the back of the wall or punch the top of the board, a little bit painful. You can wear gloves if you wish. For this, the first manoeuvre is the jab, where we trap the ball on the back of the board. Boom. So the second manoeuvre we're going to do on the trap series is the cross. So with a very similar concept to the jab, we keep our elbows in and then we twist our wrist at the last moment. Again, we want to try and trap the ball in between the fist and the back of the board this way. Okay, so okay, you start swinging around in this orbital fashion. Just wait for your timing and then pop it out. Okay, or you can just stop the ball and work that again. Okay, again, the cross is the second manoeuvre. We're going to try and trap the ball in between our fist and the back of the ball. Oh. So once we've covered them basic punches, the jab and the cross, we can now combine them both together into a little combination, trying to trap the ball onto the back of the board. So you can also combine this with our rhythmic method, so you can get the ball going a little bit. Just like that. So our intermediate section on the trapping method is going to be the uppercut. So from here we're going to throw the uppercut and we're going to trap the back of the ball onto the front of the board. So just a word of caution, don't overcommit. Just in case you miss and you hit the top of the board, which can be a little bit painful if I'm being honest. So if we wanted to combine that with our jab and a cross with the trapping method, it'd look a little something like this. So our advanced motion for the trapping method is going to be the upward elbow. So similar to the uppercut, we're going to try and trap the back of the ball with our elbow to simulate a cover. So, one. So, the last method I'm going to show you today is going to be the weave method. This comes from the Filipino martial arts, predominantly the double stick art, the double stick method. So, I'm going to show you some basics of the double stick. We've already covered it in our rhythmic method. So, what we're going to do is we're going to punch and hammer fist. Punch and hammer fist. Punch, hammer fist, punch. So this was our second, the second thing that I've shown you on the speedball, and this actually equates to the double stick. So with the red, we're going to slash and slash, 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 slash. Again, we're hitting at a 45-degree angle. Slash, 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 slash. So from here, it's going to be the punch and then the hammer fist. Punch, hammer fist. Punch, hammer fist, punch, and hammer fist. So the second maneuver in our weave method is going to be from a parallel chamber. So this is when you have both sticks on either side this way. This is an open chamber and this is a parallel chamber. So with a parallel chamber we're going to strike, and as this one comes back, this one's going to come forward. Backwards and forwards. Okay, from a high chamber, which is just here, striking and back. Okay? 1, 2, and we're just going to strike it just like this. Also from the other side, here and under. So the way that we'd show this on the speed bag would be this way. So, our next move is going to be again from the Filipino martial arts, and it's going to be Heaven 6, or sometimes known as Sinawali, which basically means to weave. So, the top one will come all the way across, and then the bottom one will come all the way across, and then the top one will then snap, lift the elbow and come back. And basically we've just transferred from this closed chamber from this way to this closed chamber from this way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Top, bottom, snap, come back. Top, bottom, snap, come back. So this is a very common Filipino practice with double stick. Again, we can adapt this onto the speed bag. So it's fantastic to gain some rhythm, some timing, and to perfect your double stick attributes without aid of sticks if you need to. So this time we're going to do a windmill technique. Again, it's with the double sticks. I'm going to go slash, slash, and then the top one will slash, and then the bottom one will have to come underneath, slashing this way into an open, into a closed, open, closed, open, closed, open. And then also you can use the Sinawali that we've just done previously, this one here, to change from either way. Open, closed, open, closed. So we can play around with this weaving pattern, and you can even play this way. So this is the open chamber, or the parallel chamber, I'm sorry. So you hit in high lines, and then at any time you can switch this underline, then you'll have to hit underneath, transfer over, hit it this way, transfer over. And these are very standard Filipino martial arts with a double stick called Sinawali, and we're adapting this onto the speed bag.